What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Goated, the sneaker podcast. I am your host, the third. I have a very special episode for you guys today, as I'm going to be giving you guys some legitimate insider information on how to almost guarantee a credit or some money back when purchasing from GOAT, StockX, Flight Club, Stadium Goods, etc. Especially if you think you're owed some money or you should be compensated for receiving a flawed pair of shoes. I'm going to give you guys 2 to 3 pieces of advice, what to do, what not to do. And I promise you, when I say legitimate insider information, I say that because you may or may not be listening to someone who has previously or maybe even currently works for one of these large resale platforms. Stay tuned, listen up, I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. So before I go ahead and give you guys those pieces of advice, before I give you guys those tips on how to guarantee yourself some credit or some money back on flawed pairs of sneakers that you receive from these larger reselling platforms, we definitely have to touch on the root or the cause of us asking for these credits or feeling entitled to get some money back. The number one reason for asking for a credit or thinking that you deserve some money back is definitely due to QC related issues. QC stands for quality control. Unfortunately, it's been a part of the sneaker game ever since sneaker collecting became serious and got real for a lot of people. Especially nowadays when we're paying upwards of $200 for these pairs of sneakers, sometimes more than $200. So I definitely understand why somebody would expect or want to receive a pretty pristine or flawless pair of sneakers. Now, everyone's different. I myself, I can get over, I don't really mind when, I receive a pair of shoes that has a slight blemish on it, where there may be some paint chipping on, very small paint chipping. I'm okay with that. I've learned to, be okay with it. However, I know there's some people who expect pristine, who expect flawless pairs of sneakers and won't put up for any type of blemish or any extra glue, etc. Everyone's different. Everyone's entitled to their own, liking. But I feel like it's super important to understand that these manufacturers, these companies are pumping out shoes hundreds if not thousands per minute. So it's pretty inevitable to receive or always receive a perfect pair of shoes. Unfortunately, quality control isn't sitting there going through every single one of these shoes or examining every single pair that, is produced, that comes out. There's always going to be, exposed glue. There's always going to be a slight blemish here or there. There's always going to be some paint missing or some chipped paint, some stitching wrong. Something's, always going to be off more often than not. So with that being said, I guess my first piece of advice is, when you come at these customer service representatives, whether it's from StockX or Flight Club, try to remember that they're not the ones who, sent you this shoe. They're not the ones who are giving you this flawed product. It came directly from the manufacturer that way. It came directly from Jordan Brand. It came directly from Adidas that way. I know what you're thinking. I know you're saying, well, isn't the whole point of a StockX or a GOAT to authenticate your shoe and, verify authenticity? Yes, 100%. It's to verify authenticity of the shoe. Not every single sneaker authenticator is going to sit there and examine the shoe for every blemish or every missed stitch or, every piece of missing paint. That's just not their priority. Their priority is to get you an authenticated, verified sneaker, a real sneaker, to make sure that you're paying for a real item. That's at the top of their list. That's their priority. Missing paint here and there is not gonna, stop them from pushing your shoe through. Now, don't get me wrong. There's definitely been instances or cases where, a shoe is just poorly constructed, where it's missing more than, it's missing a large amount of paint, more than it should. And there have been cases where those shoes just won't get pushed through. However, that's just not always the case. Again, QC is, I think, one of the big negatives when it comes to the sneaker game. We just aren't always going to get a 100% flawless shoe. That's why you're able to ask for credit. That's why you're able to ask for some money back, because of this, very, very possible outcome. Off the top of my head, I can think of, about 4 to 5 different releases this year alone, which shoes were produced and I felt like just weren't up to par. We had, Moonlight 5s that came with some ashy white all over the uppers. Raging Bull 5s that looked faded. A lot of the pairs looked faded. A lot of the youth pairs, a lot of the GS pairs were missing chunks of paint, were pre-chipped already. University 4s, Lightning 4s. Don't even get me started on, quality control of all these dunks that Nike is pushing out. I don't know how many pairs of dunks Nike has honestly pushed out this year alone, but I would feel safe saying maybe nearly 1 million pairs of dunks have been produced. And I guarantee you, if we go to a factory today and we get 10 fresh pairs of dunks straight off the line, almost half of those shoes are probably going to have a flaw here or there. Whether it's exposed glue, 100% you're going to have extra glue on those dunks. Even if you take a black light to it, you're going to find glue, extra glue that shouldn't be there. Missed stitching, small blemish here and there. The appearance of creasing when it really isn't creased. So now that we verified the root and got to the bottom of, what drives us as consumers to ask for a credit or get some of this money back when we feel like, we're owed that, let's go ahead and talk about how you can get some of this money back. So my first big piece of advice, and the number one piece of advice I would say on my list, is help the person help you. Let me say that again. Help them help you. Give them a reason to give you a credit. Give them a reason to give you some money back. Okay? Now, you can interpret that or take that any way you like. I'm going to give you an example of who not to be. Do not be the guy or girl who writes in and says, yo, I need some credit back, or hey, I need some money back because my tissue paper came ripped. The tissue paper in the box that goes around the shoes came damaged. My cardboard box arrived bent. The corner of my box is crushed in. Bro, do not be that guy. I guarantee you, whoever's helping you out, 9 times out of 10 is gonna know you're BSing, is gonna know you're probably full of shit, and figure out exactly what you're up to. Now, they might still hook you up, they might still help you, but you're not going to get more than $5, maybe $10 back in the form of a credit. Now, if you ask me, I think I'd be cool with a $20 piece, a $20 piece of credit back, or a $20 refund back to my card. And the only way you're going to get that amount back, or even more depending on the shoe, is if you help the person who's helping you. Now, what I mean by that is, don't complain about tissue paper. Don't complain about exposed glue or extra glue, or pull your little black light out and find all the extra glue that was used to make the shoe, because if you're not aware, sneakers are made with glue. That's what keeps them together. And complain about that, because you're not going to get help or maximize, your full credit or refund for that case. You're just not. It's just funny to me when somebody asks for a credit or needs a credit back, and here's the best part. Here's the best line. This ripped tissue paper or this damaged cardboard affects the resale value of my shoe. Bro, you just paid resale price for the shoe. Do you really think you're going to go back out and resell it for any kind of profit? There's no way. That, to me, that's the funniest line, and that's an automatic red flag of, okay, this guy clearly just wants to get some money back. I'm going to give you some money back. Here's $5. I'm going to give you some money back. Here's $7. I'm still helping you. I'm giving you something back, but let's get creative, guys. Let's use our brains here. Put the shoe on. Wear it around your house for 10 minutes. Give it a subtle crease, Go get a dry erase marker, put a couple of dots on it here or there, take some pictures, go back, clean it up afterwards, and say that your shoe arrived with a blemish. Say that, your shoe arrived with some damage to it. Something. Just do something to help the person who's helping you get it done, get it taken care of, give you what you want so you can move on with your day and make it as easy as possible. So this next piece of advice is just for you to, have in your head, to be aware of. These companies aren't hiring random people. They're definitely hiring, or at least starting to hire, people with sneaker knowledge. You're not gonna pull the fast one on somebody or get by with the, oh, there's all this extra glue on my shoe, it's fake, because I can see glue the shoe. Nah, bro, that's not gonna work anymore. I mean, those days have come and gone. I mean, we live in a world today where these employees, these people that are being hired to work at StockX, these people who are being hired to work at GOAT, a sneaker reselling platform, know what they're doing. They know what you're doing. 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, as soon as that chat comes through, as soon as that initial message is being read, they know right away whether you're being honest or if you're just bullshitting to get something out of it. So keep that in mind when approach. Keep that in mind that you're not dealing with just some random customer service agent who doesn't know anything, who's been handed a script to read off of, or just give you what you want. They're definitely going to get to the bottom of it and figure that out. However, with that being said, customer service is pretty soft, and that's not a secret. I mean, you can sit there and go back and forth 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 times, but at the end of the day, customer service is customer service. They're there to help you. They're there to serve you. They're there to retain your business and keep you coming back for more business. So, as long as you're cool, as long as you're not a dick, as long as you're being nice and you're giving that person a reason to help you, they're gonna hook you up. They're gonna help you out. They're gonna give you a credit. They're gonna give you some money back to keep you coming back. So definitely remember to be cool with whoever's helping you out. Be nice to whoever's helping you out, and give them an actual reason to want to help you out. It's gonna make things so much quicker, so much easier for you and them. They'll appreciate it. You'll appreciate it. And you'll move on with your day. So here's my last tip, my last little piece of information. You don't always have to take the credit. You don't always have to take, a refund in the form of credit. You can definitely ask for money back, to the card you originally paid with. Obviously, credit is always going to be the first option provided. It's business 101. They want to give you more money to use on their website. They obviously want you coming back. They want your business. They want you to buy another pair of shoes. They want you to use that $25 credit they gave you because they know that's probably only going to cover the cost of shipping. So keep that in mind. You don't always have to take a credit. You can definitely ask for the money back. That's completely up to you. So that pretty much wraps up my 2 to 3 pieces of advice, my couple tips and tricks on what to do and what not to do. A quick little recap. We got to remember that quality control issues come directly from the manufacturer. That's a manufacturer's fault, not, the reselling platform, not Finish Lines, not Foot Lockers, not Nikes. It's coming directly from the source. Half of these pairs are coming flawed, and it just sucks, but that's the reality we live in today's sneaker world. Customer service can be soft. You can definitely get what you want. You just got to be cool. You got to be nice. And you've got to give them a reason to help you. You've got to give these customer service representatives a reason to help you. I just cannot emphasize that enough. I don't know how many times I've said that now, but give them a reason to help you out. You don't always have to take a refund in the form of credit. You can definitely ask for some money back. Always remember that these employees know what they're doing. They're well based in sneakers. They're very knowledgeable when it comes to sneakers. These companies are not hiring randoms who have no idea what's going on or don't know anything about the sneaker game. Hopefully you don't even have to get to that point. Hopefully, you always receive pristine shoes in good condition. Hopefully you never have to sit there and, go through the hassle or struggle of asking for a credit or trying to get too much money back, because hopefully your shoes just always arrive in great condition. Other than that, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I'm probably going to do a couple more, pieces on these reselling platforms. Maybe give you guys some other advice, some other information. We can definitely talk about how these pairs that are coming from Tokyo, Japan, Hong Kong, the Netherlands, the UK, how they're not fake, but that's just a whole different topic. That's a whole another topic that I can rant on for days, because it's just funny to me that so many people think they're getting fakes from these, very credible, sources such as Go or StockX, because it's coming from overseas. They release pairs of shoes overseas as well. The US isn't the only country in the world who has sneakers or gets sneakers, but like I said, that's a different topic for a different day. Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you guys follow the YouTube, the Instagram, and the TikTok at goated_the sneaker pod, and I'll see you guys on the next one.